You know why you clicked on this video. You want to see how good the 49ers end up doing this season. So let's just jump into it. Week 1 against the Jets.
Now, I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but Brock Purdy has to start off his season against a good defense, which in general he has a bad track record against. So I'm going to say that the Jets come out there and they upset the Niners week 1.
Giving them their loss on week 1. Man, what a start for the Niners. But then they're going to move to the Vikings, which they're talking about good defenses before, and the Vikings defense is good, but like half their good guys are injured right now. So they probably aren't going to be back by week 2 because they're pretty major injuries. And should be clean cut a win for the 49ers. And if you want to see how bad we think the Vikings are going to do this season, go watch that video. Or how good they're going to do. You're not going to know until you watch it.
Exactly.
But another thing is week 3. And that is against the Los Angeles Rams at SoFi Stadium.
Now, here you're like, okay, the Niners are better than the Rams. I would be like, that's a quick assumption. I'd be like, the Rams are pretty good. Okay, they got Matthew Stafford. They got Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. I think they're going to go out there and they're going to upset the Niners week 2 or week 3.
Week 3, making the 49ers opening the season 1-2. But it gets uphill from the Rams because they're going to go from a pretty good team to the bottom of the barrel being the Patriots. And they get home field.
So I think it's safe to say here, keeping it short, I don't want to bash on the Patriots too much because they're the Patriots.
Wait till that video comes out. That'll be a good one.
But they're going to lose here to the Niners.
Giving them a 2-2 start. Now, they play the Cardinals next week at home again. And, I mean, do we have to say much about this one? The Cardinals are probably better than the Patriots.
The Cardinals are better than the Patriots, I believe.
Yeah, so it'll be a harder game, but it's still not going to be too much. Because the 49ers are kind of absurd. Next week is another divisional rival, being the Seahawks at Lumen Field. And
the Niners have a good record against the Seahawks.
As a Seahawks fan,
play really well.
They were 0-2 last season against the Niners, and I think sadly, it's going to go the same way. So, yeah, we have to go against the 49ers the win that week. Yep. Unfortunately. Now, this next game is a huge game, right? It is a Super Bowl rematch. This time at home for the 49ers.
Now, I think here that the Niners definitely could take this one away. Because, to me, the Niners, they still have Ayuk. They have basically everybody that they had on that team. I think that they're better this year. The Chiefs, I don't know if I think that they're better this year. I don't think that they're any better this year, honestly.
They do have a receiver core now, though.
Defensively, they got worse. So, that's just me.
And I will add this preface here. We both hate the Chiefs, as do a lot of NFL fans. So, we're giving the people what they want to see, and that is a 49ers win against the Chiefs. Baby. Now, from a Super Bowl rematch to probably their biggest rival, they got to play the Cowboys next week.
The Dallas Cowboys. This one's going to be tough, but they play the Cowboys at home. And not only that, I think, to me, the Niners defense is better than the Cowboys defense, which is going to make it easier for Brock Purdy to carry the Niners to a W.
Oh, yeah, giving them a record of 6-2, which they go into their bye week with that record, actually, which is a phenomenal record. You know what else has a phenomenal record? Our other videos, but you're not going to know which ones, so you got to go watch every single one to figure out who does have a good record and who doesn't.
Exactly.
So, subscribe.
So go back and watch those. Watch out for more. There will be one more later today. It'll be the Cardinals, I believe. And then, throughout the next week and a half, we'll have a ton of videos coming out on predictions for the AFC too.
Oh yeah. So. And then following that, they got the Buccaneers at Tampa Bay. Which,
Yeah.
I will say this: we are both Buccaneers believers this season. I think they kind of got it figured out. They still have the same team that they did when most of the same team when Brady won. They just got Baker Mayfield now, absolute dog at quarterback.
I just think that right here the Niners are just simply better.
Yep, unfortunately. So
they have a lot of things figured out.
They walk away with the win. And another thing that's very near and dear to my heart and very unfortunate for me is the fact that they have to play the Seahawks the next week. This time at home. And
if you guys remember, we did say that we believe that the Niners are going to sweep the Seahawks again this year.
Just plain and simple.
They win.
Now, this next week, I've said it before with some other picks, but this week especially between us two was a very, very heated argument brew up because of this one.
Yeah.
And it's the 49ers playing the Packers at Lambeau. I'll let Mason start with this.
Why?
Because
I don't believe that the Packers are good enough to beat the Niners here. I don't believe that Jordan Love is all of that. Brody's one argument, is that they were close in the playoffs.
Nope. Now, I will chime in here.
What's your argument?
In the playoffs, I firmly believe the Packers would have beat the 49ers, right? Because I think the only reason they lost is because Jordan Love threw that kind of one dumb diving to the side pass that was just straight into Fred Warner's hands, some defensive guy's hands. And I think had he not thrown that pass, or had they just done something a little different, they would have won that game. I'm not saying they're the better team, but I'm saying they have home field.
Basically, what he's saying is that Jordan Love threw that game away because Jordan Love sucks. In reality.
Sure. So, after a lot of argument, I was able to get my point to be the one we ended up choosing for this. And that was that the 49ers will lose this week.
I hate it, man. I hate the Packers beating good teams. It's bull.
So next week, they got to play the Bills at Bills Stadium.
This one is going to be generally pretty easy.
Yeah.
The Bills' defense is okay at best. And their offense is going to struggle without a wide receiver one against the Niners' defense.
And
so the Niners.
Yeah. Niners have one of the best, probably the best defense in the league, and you could argue the best offense in the league, if not top 5, top 3 even. So it should be pretty easy. Next week they get to play the good old Chicago Bears, this time at home.
I know what you're thinking, okay? If the Packers beat the Niners, then so can the Bears. Frick, we're leaving this one short. The Bears will lose because they suck. That's it.
And he's not going to say anything bad about the Bears other than that because he's a Bears fan and he can't bring himself to do that. Next week is the Rams, though, this time being their home game. And, 49ers play very good at home. So, yeah, they're the better team.
They take the win here, too.
Yeah. 49ers are the better team, but the Rams are still very good. Now, the Dolphins are the next week at Hard Rock Stadium, I believe.
Let's just look at last year, okay? The Dolphins struggled to win against. I don't think they won against a team that was above 500.
I believe that's true. And
they're not going to play well here.
Especially considering the fact that the Niners are 11-3 going into this.
Exactly. So they're going to be like, oh crap, I have crap in my bridges. And they're going to go out there and Tua's going to throw 7 picks. And that offense that will have looked good all year will look like Dookie.
Oh,
and,
yeah. For that reason,
the Niners are going to take that one home.
Oh, yeah. Next week, second to last week of the season, they got to play the Detroit Lions at home.
This one's going to be difficult.
It's going to be a good game.
But as much as I root for the Lions, I don't think that Jared Goff has what it takes
Probably not.
take down the Niners.
Nope. And for that reason, we got to give the 49ers the win this week.
Yep.
And we're going to keep the last week of the season very short and very sweet because they're going to play the Cardinals. And though, I will say this game, the 49ers could lose under one circumstance and one circumstance only. If they already have the first spot clinched and they're going to get the first seed no matter what, they're just going to put their backups in. And the Cardinals will still probably play their starters.
Personally, I think that the Niners backups are still better than the Cardinals starters. Therefore, guess what the Niners do here?
What do they do, Mason? How about you tell them?
They win. They win again.
Ending off their season 14-3. Now,
insane record.
Great season for the 49ers. Definitely making it to the playoffs. And if you want to see what other teams made it to the playoffs, go watch the other prediction videos because we'll have their records in those. So, yeah, if you like what you watch.
I will say the NFC is a tight race.
Very, very close race.
So, yeah, just go watch those. It's fun.
Fun and free. And if you liked what you watched today, be sure to subscribe. It helps a lot, means a lot, and doesn't take a lot to do.
We'll love you forever.
Exactly. We will love you forever.
I promise. I pinky promise.
He pinky promises that. We can't go back on that.
If you can't see my pinky, I'm locking it with yours right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's hot.
It's hot. All right. Anyways, we'll see you in the next one. See you later.
Later.